Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to Magic and Miracles, where you learn how to be the magician of your life. My name is Anna, and I created Magic and Miracles in order to help people of all walks of life achieve their manifestation goals. All the information from me is below. I do apologize for being tardy. If somebody's here, please comment something. I've been trying to figure out how this new technology works for me. So if somebody's here, please comment in the chat section. So I'm a bit late, but this is because I wanted to figure out a new way to stream for you guys, so I can see your comments, I can see your lovely comments, and I can also give you a better experience this time around. So um, hi, Kat. Hi, Kat V. How are you? Sorry for being tardy. I've been trying to figure out a bunch of things on my end. I needed to download something to go live in this way. So, sincere apologies. So, I'll dive right into it. And as we have more people joining in, thank you so much, Katya, for coming on today. Yeah, no worries. I was worried. But anyway, so a couple of things I wanted to start out with. Um, thank you for the heart. Um, so going forward, okay, this is what is going to happen as far as my coaching. I've decided that going forward, everybody who wants to come in into my coaching, they need to schedule a 1 hour session first. Okay. First, I want to, because I want to make sure that we are on the same page. I want to make sure that this is a good match. And for you also, I think it matters very much. You know, there are a lot of people under different impressions out there. And I'm going to dive right into the subject and talk about it. But to me, I am more advanced, okay? Way more advanced than I realized personally. And this is not to tap myself on the back, but I understand things differently, which is why, people often say to me, you make it sound so easy. Well, for me, it is easy. So I feel like in order to be in my coaching, um, I don't feel like my channel does it justice of explaining of who I really am. Or maybe, there's things that are misunderstood, let's just say. So, in order to avoid any kind of misunderstanding, in order to avoid any kind of drama, let's just get together for an hour and let's both decide, okay, if we're right for each other. A lot of misunderstandings as far as what this really is, what coaching really is, what kind of work you've actually done. And this is also an effort to help people in this way. A lot of people are walking around really frustrated because they're under this impression, and I really feel bad for them. They're under this impression and conviction that they have been doing the work for like a long, long time. um, my answer to this is always the same. If you had done the work, your life would have done, it would have shown, it would show. Um, the reason you're having problems is because you're probably misunderstanding what the work actually is. And if it's a debate between you and I of what the work represents, like right there, I don't think this is the right fit. Okay. So I coach very specifically. My coaching program is unlike anybody else's for this reason, because it's custom made. I mean, I made it with the person in mind who is wide open, who doesn't have any reservations, who doesn't have any kind of preconceived notions, you could say, and is wide open to my suggestions. And these are the people who achieve the most in my coaching. Okay, really. So, but as my channel is growing and as more people are becoming aware of me, I feel like There are some people that are not on the same page with me, and that's perfectly fine. I don't want to be liked by everybody. I didn't set out to be. But my heart does go out to these people who are convinced that they've done the work. You haven't, parenthesis here, because this is why your life is what it is. And I feel like it's okay for me to tell you this. If you have resistance towards truth, if you have resistance to my methods, this is absolutely not going to work for you. It is a waste of time and money. Okay. So understand, when you're embarking on my coaching, you do have to be wide open, and you have to be open to suggestions. Now, having said that, it is not a dictatorship by any stretch of the imagination. Never. It is always a conversation. However, is fundamentally we cannot agree that you are in coaching because you don't understand something, and therefore I'm not particularly interested, with all due respect, with what work you think you have done. Okay, because clearly you hear. So I'd rather talk about what we can do and how I can be of help to you, rather than you convincing me the entire time that you've done the work. Okay, if that makes any sense. It's purely a waste of time to convince me of anything. I don't really care to be convinced. Okay, I see the results. Your life is not where it is. So if you let me, I will guide you to where you need to be. But again, if there is resistance, if you're so convinced you're where you need to be, then you don't need me. I'd rather work with people who are receptive, just like I said. So in an effort to do that, it's mandatory. I already posted it on my website. It's mandatory that you schedule me for an hour first before you, whether that's, you're paying in full or through installments, it really doesn't matter. And by the way, when I say installments, it's not through me. It's through a company of Klarna, Affirm, or Afterpay. I never said, ever did I ever say on my channel that I offer installments personally. That is no way to run a business. So just to kind of like, set some things clear, it's through a company. There's a separate link. All the links are below. If you are in need of that, that's where it's available. And if you're doing it through installments, it's better that you purchase all 3 months after you have had the initial consultation with me. Now, the first hour will be, obviously, even if we don't decide to move forward. And I just want to be transparent about this, again, to save you time and money. Um, you will get your money's worth in that I will still give you instructions. I will still give you my opinion. I will still give you my take. You will not walk away empty handed. This is not like an intake situation. This is for us to meet and to talk outside the videos. Because again, my videos are recorded um, in a way where, I assume a lot of things. And I'm just finding out that I'm assuming a lot of things. As my channel is growing, more things are coming up. So I'm assuming that you've done the work. This is how I'm recording because this is where I'm at in my life. And so I've noticed, the people that have, that I'm observing, certain people, they misinterpret my channel completely, but completely, which is surprising to me. But I guess I shouldn't be surprised of anything. And the other thing I wanted to say, and this is really important, and again, my heart goes out to anybody who is in this position. But I've talked about this like for forever, as long as this channel has been offering coaching, that this is not a substitute for therapy. If you need therapy, you don't need me. You need therapy. Okay. It's simple like that. I've never made this statement this clear. If you're in therapy, you need a therapist. You don't need a coach. Okay. Why? Because you're probably working on something that only a therapist can help you. I am not in a position to substitute that for you. Okay. So you be the judge of that before even booking the first session, because if chances are, if you're in therapy, if you're not emotionally entirely stable, again, this relationship between you and I is not going to work. long term. Okay, so if you're rebuttaling me, if you're disrespecting me, if there's you're not able to emotionally handle the truth, and be open to my suggestion, this entire situation, I am not for you. I'm not for you. I'm not for you. Okay. I'm more resonate again with people who are wide open, don't rebuttal me, and take my suggestions to heart, and they really do succeed. But for this, the emotional stability, I really want to stress, it has to be there. Okay. Just, don't do this to yourself. It's not about me. Again, I'm just here like a journalist, kind of like reporting back. Don't do it to yourself. You're just not ready. It's okay. It's fine. You're not ready for the situation. So it would be really unfair to involve me in this proposition when I could be helping somebody who's ready. Okay. So those are the things that are really important, and I wanted to touch base on. Katvi goes, very true. I got a lot out of one call with you, got me on track course of action, and you usually go over the hour. Yeah, I appreciate you don't end until the message is finished. Well, I know I've heard a lot of coaches do that, so you know what I mean. I definitely want to be human in my coaching. So again, I really feel bad for people who are under the impression they've done the work. I call it forced spirituality, because you can know a lot of things about a lot of things, but if at the end of the day, spiritually, feeling wise, you're not upgraded, you haven't done the work. Okay, because it will show in your direct reality, if the work has been done or not. And I do recommend 2 to 3 months in coaching with me. This is not negotiable. Again, just like I said in my audio, non negotiable means non negotiable. If you're not ready to spend 2 to 3 months in coaching with me, again, this is probably not for you, this process. One phone call here, one phone call there, arranging your own way to coach with me. Like, no. Okay, with all due respect, like maybe you're short of money today and this and that, like I sympathize, but let's not tell me how to conduct my coaching. Okay, I'm telling you it's 2 to 3 months, which means it's 2 to 3 months. Let's not try to come up with anything else other than that. So and again, for the people who are coaches, I have a separate package. So coming in to coach with me as a person is one price. Okay, and coming in to coach with me as a coach, will, you want to establish your business and this and that, it's double the price, because you're investing in your own business. So I would really appreciate the distinction going forward for those of you who want to become a coach and want my coaching as a coach. It's two different packages. Okay, so I would appreciate if you were really cognizant of that. Anyway, so again, apologies for being late. I wanted to make sure there's something I was downloading and this and that. Me and technology. I think you know the story. But now that I'm upgraded, Ketvi is here. Everything is back to normal, and more. Welcome back. So today we are going to talk about how to quantum leap to meet the parallel version of your SP. Okay. So again, when you're quantum leaping, you're the one who's quantum leaping. Nobody else is quantum leaping. It's you and you alone who can change the world for yourself. Okay. So if right now there are problems with your SP, with Drama Mama Panorama, it only means you ended up in this reality, that has only this to present to you, because it is a reflection of your consciousness. Okay, your consciousness is what needs the work. This is why I unpack everything in my coaching, starting with your childhood. Okay, with your childhood, with your earliest memory, etc. We go through everything all the way up until today. Uh, and this is important. Why again? Because you are on this journey by yourself. Nobody else is going to help you. You need to work on your own ideas, on your own consciousness in order to manifest something else. So again, maybe this is an advanced kind of idea for you, but blaming somebody else, holding resentment, justifying why you are where you are, going on and on about what they did to you, is good for the processing of emotions, which is what I do the step two after covering the history. But ultimately, the goal needs to be that you will completely part with that reality if you want to quantum leap. If you're, for whatever reason, unable to part with those ideas, sometimes, again, people are so convinced that this is how reality works. And you see basically the mirror image of what they're talking about, what they're expecting, how they're interpreting these things, and no wonder your reality is what it is. But it's so subtle, not sometimes not so subtle to me anyway as a coach, but sometimes it is so subtle that you don't pay attention to it anymore. It becomes such a reproduction on a loop for you, because you remember too much and you haven't parted with those memories. So again, I don't care what kind of work you think you have done, if on the tip of your tongue is still the old story, it's still the regurgitation of what you don't have and how angry you're, et cetera, et cetera. The work has not been done. Don't worry about it. It just hasn't. So being honest with yourself is job one, and certainly being honest with your coach. Again, another thing I wanted to bring up. um, you're not, when you're coming in into coaching with me, you're not there to impress me. You're not. um you're there to make progress. So if you're really not up to speed with the new timeline, which is where you want to quantum leap to meet your new version of SP, then don't lie about it to yourself or to me. There's no need. I'm not going to give you a higher grade at the end of the session if you tell me a pretty story. I don't care for the pretty stories at all. I care for the truth. So if you're really not feeling how you say you're feeling, again, you're wasting your own time. The reality is that if you were really there, how so many people try desperately to portray themselves, yeah, yeah, I've done the work, and I do my affirmations and this, that, and the other. And I understand to a fault, like, where this is coming from, because it's coming from all of these coaches that they're complete ding dongs, let's just be honest, and have zero clue how to coach, zero clue themselves. Their own life is in shit show. Okay. And this is why this is so superficial, affirm, and all this fucking bullshit. The underlying feeling, the underlying premise that doesn't let you manifest what it is you want, doesn't let you manifest this person in this capacity, is what I'm very much more, way, way more interested in discussing than your pretty story that you're trying to sell me ever so desperately. Some people, not a lot. So understand, coaching is about undressing, metaphorically speaking, being totally vocal about what it is that bothers you at this moment in time. Again, I don't give a shit about your pretty story. I think my time with you is to uncover what it is that you are still struggling with, to work through it, to process the emotions. Sometimes other things come up because I usually get people all the time, actually, get people who have been with this journey for like years and years and years. So they've done something for years and years. Don't you think that it's kind of like peeling the onion and uncovering more and more layers of who you really are? So if you're uncovering more emotions that are not processed and you need to talk about, I'm more interested in that than you impressing me with anything. Of course, if manifestations are happening, beautiful. I'm so ever so kind of like excited for you, and that's magnificent. And everybody manifests in my coach. It manifests in my coaching if you follow the yellow brick road of the structure of the coaching and you don't rebuttal me. Okay. But if you're in this kind of mode of hurry up and let's get it done, and I'm just gonna tell myself that I really feel this way, but I don't. Okay, what can we do with that? Absolutely nothing. Just absolutely nothing. Who is, oh, keeping it real. Um okay, thank you for that. So you're always experiencing what it is that you're giving to yourself. You're always experiencing what you're giving to yourself. So if in that moment you're not being honest about what it is that you're producing, you can't even be honest with yourself what it is you're producing, which I feel like are a lot of people. This is why the affirmations, the powdery, sugary affirmations on top of something that clearly does not work in your life and never will. Okay. So I would rather talk about what hurts and what's still out of alignment instead of just like, oh, yeah, 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 I'm expecting my SP to call me. No, you don't. No, you don't. Another one that I really don't like is if we set something up for you in coaching, and this is the agreement I make with my client. I never impose, kind of like my rules or my opinion. But if we agree on a certain plan to get you there, and provided you trust me somewhat, since you're signed up for my coaching, then I expect you to follow through on this plan, not to go back and do something else. Again, why are you then in coaching if you're opposing your coach? I don't care. Really, my life is not going to change. Yours will if you do the right thing. Okay. So that is also a mystery to me why people do it. Again, I work most effectively with people who take what I give them and run with it, because there is trust. There's some kind of understanding with my videos that has been already established, that I know what I'm talking about. Okay, simple like that. So if you don't have this trust in that I want the best for you, and this is the best thing to do in the situation, and you tell me one thing in session and another thing you do in real life, well, then enjoy the results. Quite frankly, it's a lot fast. Save yourself the time and money and go into coaching with me only if I resonate with you, but really resonate, not just a pretty idea. Okay, that you heard, and oh, I want my SP instantly, so I'm going to sign up for coaching and I'm going to get my SP. First of all, how many times did I say on my channel that this is not how to get your SP? It starts with you. It starts with what you're doing. Okay? It starts with your energy. And so, and I'm going to get to my notes, but I really just wanted to get this clear as clear could be. Okay? Now I lost my train of thought. In other words, be prepared to really change your life, to really revolutionize your life, and be prepared to really challenge what it is that you believe even today. Okay, without that, you're just not going to succeed. It's just impossible. You might as well go on and watch these 300 million videos. No problem with me. It's, you know what I mean, just like everybody else does. It's fine. I understand today more than ever that I'm not for everybody. Okay, and this is why, coaches from all over internet just like looking at me with the microscope and this and that, what does she do? I'm just being myself. I'm being true to myself, and I really demand results, and I really don't tolerate people who come into my coaching under false pretenses. Okay, so you need to understand that it isn't about your SP. It's about a much deeper conversation. It's about you, who's going to quantum leap into another parallel reality that will get you there, that will get you everything, not just your SP. Okay, not just your SP. You will get your career in order, you will get your money in order, but that comes first and then your SP. Trying to manifest a different version of SP before you have your shit together is like, I don't know what the analogy should even be. Just really, I don't. It's completely backwards. So you're giving yourself the experience always. You're giving it to yourself. So what are you giving to yourself today? Okay. Again, I want to go back to this idea how people are so, foaming in their mouth looking for the instant gratification, instant fix. It does not exist. You might as well be a grown up about it. You might as well understand this now before you invest your time and money. Again, enjoying the process then, instead of looking for the instant fix that doesn't exist, is the name of the game. Because if you can't enjoy the process of manifesting somebody back, um, it means that you are desperate. It means that you feel powerless underneath it all. Okay. You don't feel powerful at all if you are in a rush to get something. That's not how it works at all. If you knew for shit sure that this SP, through everything that I teach you in my coaching, and I am hardcore, meaning that I really teach you the things that worked and worked for thousands of people throughout the last 10 years that I've coached the people in my coaching outside YouTube and within YouTube, okay, and off of YouTube, I should say. Enjoying the process then becomes a must do. If you really so desperate to go and get that fix right now, let me call my SP, let me chase my SP, you don't understand what's happening here. What you're gonna get is the same shit show if you're in a rush to, come on, let's go SP. Your work that you're gonna do on yourself is gonna last you a lifetime and will turn around not just that SP, and you will keep that SP for a very long time, but also you in the process will become this person who is magnificent, who is magnetic, who doesn't fear, who enjoys the process. Okay, so here's the metaphor I have for you. Like right now I'm in the middle of redecorating my office space. Hold on one second, let me see what Ketvi wrote. Ketvi says people end up with the same scene with a different color hue over it. Leave it to Ketvi to come up with the best analogies. It looks different on surface, but it really is the same scene. So true. So true. So true. Who are you fooling in that sense? What a waste of fucking time to fool somebody like, oh, yeah, yeah, I'm different. You're not fucking different. If you were different, your reality would fucking change. How about that? Okay. So here's the kind of like the example that I have. I'm in the process of redecorating my office. Turns out I'm not that clean, okay? Meaning like there's a lot of stuff in my office and I need to fucking take the time to organize it. And there's some things that only I can organize, the files and this and that and the other. Spring cleaning kind of situation. In the beginning, I started freaking out because I was like, this has to be done in 2 days. Like I can't like be in progress constantly. In everything is kind of like all over the place. And then I realized, you know what? I should just enjoy the process because I've gotten to so many things. I really my workspace. I mean, I've been meaning to do this for a long time now. My workspace has to really demonstrate the way that I think, which is very kind of like methodical, very clean, very organized. Okay, so the same thing applies to your life. Okay, you're gonna have to repaint the walls, to clean, to do some other thing, maybe new pictures, this and that and the other. Lots of files maybe need to be filed away, new ones coming in, this and that and the other. I mean, there's a lot of things. So you are like an office space that needs organization. Okay, certain things don't belong, you're gonna shred them. Certain things you're gonna dust off the dust and proceed kind of like keeping the best parts and discarding the old parts. So this is a metaphor for somebody who's serious about the change. So now imagine walking into a office that completely is disorganized and being like, you know what, just bring me flowers. Just bring me flowers, red roses, or whatever the fuck it happens to be. That will do. But this is what you're doing when you're going to the affirmations department, or let me just fall asleep to the meditation tape that says some affirmations. Okay. I'm scared of people like that now. I'm seriously. They don't have any fucking clue. like no clue whatsoever what it takes. And for one, I'm at the point in my coaching game, right, where I no longer have the patience for bullshit. Like, you think I didn't have patience before? No, no, no. Now I really don't have patience for bullshit. Because why? Because my time is precious. Okay, people who really understand that and who really use it like wisely in my coaching, again, achieve magnificent results. Not because I'm patting myself on the back necessarily, but I did do the fucking research and it fucking works. Okay? So that's the whole shebang. Enjoying the process means I'm comfortable in temporary discomfort. It's temporary. Organizing shit, it's always kind of like, it is a little uncomfortable. Not for nothing, but I fucking hate cleaning anything. Maybe this is why I procrastinated for such a long time. And I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it a million times that it's uncomfortable to do the work that we do in my coaching, but it's necessary. It's necessary. Okay. It's like cleaning out the insides. Like when you do the colon cleanse, when you do a detox, it's fucking uncomfortable because you feel some type of way. But down the line, you're going to have amazing results. You're going to feel magnificent. And that's worth all the hard work, my darlings. Let me see what Katvi wrote. Roses on top of. Meanwhile, dust bunnies lurk under the table. Exactly. Oh, Lord. I love you, Kat. I missed ya. Hmm. So, you need to get down and dirty. It's not going to do itself. Like, I cannot delegate my work to anybody, meaning like in coaching or telling my assistant what goes where in my office, or what needs to be shredded, or what needs to be whatever dusted off, and this and that. Okay, there's a lot of shit in here. So it's in the same manner. You you're the one who needs to be present. It cannot be just like, oh, let me take out my brain here, coach. Here's my brain, make it work so my SP comes back to me. Like, come on, dude. Seriously though, you're that lazy, huh? No way, no way. This is the real deal. If you want to invest your money in a wise way, and I don't even charge that much as much as I should. If you go to the real deal coach who maybe, I mean, honestly, I have yet to see the coach who does what I do. Number one. And there never will be another one like me because I came up with it and it's authentic. And so good luck copying me because you're gonna be, in deep doo-doo. Parenthesis here. Go watch the the new coaching rules that and listen to that audio till the end. If you have even like a scintilla in your mind, like I'm gonna be Anna 2.0. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not gonna be anybody. Okay. So give up on that shit. Like please, like it's no, it's not going to happen. Okay. So nobody does this work. And if they did, they would probably charge you $10,000 a month. Okay. Because I meet with you like 3 times per week. A session is an hour long. Go show me another coach who does that. There isn't. There isn't because I came up with it myself. So, so if you're not enjoying the process, it means you actually feel powerless. You don't believe that you're gonna get there. You don't believe you're gonna get your SP. So you're so in a rush to get the quick fix that you're more focused on the quick fix than actually understanding as an adult, as a grown up, what needs to happen for you to actually change your life. Okay, so I'm assuming I'm talking mostly to the crowd, and I am. I do know that mostly to the crowd of adults, okay, who understand that nothing happens overnight, but 2 to 3 months it's in coaching with me. I mean, it's just as overnight as it gets, as overnight as it gets in terms of time, compared to yeah, decades that you used to do whatever else you used to do. When you feel powerful, when you feel confident in that your results are guaranteed if you do X, Y, and Z, okay, if you understand the process, if you trust the process, then you're relaxed about it, even if in the moment your humanity, your human self is like, well, I still don't see it, but the trust has to be there so much that you are learning to enjoy the process. And honestly, going forward, for all of you, for everybody here, it's so important to enjoy the process for that very reason, okay? Because when you are enjoying the process, when you're not second guessing the process, it unfolds faster. That's the paradox, okay? What did Kat say? Nip it in the root versus the bud. What does that mean? Hold on one second. Oh, that was the previous comment. Katvi, deep cleans often reveal things that were formed you had no idea about. You think you know what lurks, but do you? Right. Thank you. But do you? But do you? You know, so don't be so uptight when, you know what, a coach named Anna points shit out to you. It's to your benefit completely. It's your life. I'm just here to assist you, kind of deal situation. So, having said all this, understand your version of SP already exists. They're already there. That reality that you want so desperately, that you're over here huffing and puffing over, it already is. You sadly are not there. Why? Because of this drama trauma panorama. And on top of it, what I now called for spirituality, fake spirituality, where you under the impression you did the work, but you haven't. Okay. So don't get misguided. Don't fall into this trap of, I momentarily feel good, therefore the job is done for today. No, you need to uncover why you get triggered. You need to uncover why this means so much to you, why this SP even means more to you than your own life. Because I coach a lot of people, and sometimes I meet people that, you know, their whole life is in ruins kind of situation, and all they care about is the SP. How does this make sense? And you think, and some people think that if they get their SP, their life will be solved. Oh Lord, do I have news for you? No, no way. Like, not in a million fucking years that will be solved. The best case scenario, which is probably the worst case scenario, actually, is they're going to come back, they're going to act in the same exact way because you haven't changed, so nothing changed. Okay? So, quantum leaping, in fact, is entirely a job for you. Don't complain, don't explain. You have to change. You have to kind of like open your mind to a new idea. You have to be able to be flexible to become somebody else. And yes, you need to become a different version of yourself to attract different circumstances. Sorry, not sorry. Like, I mean, do you really like your life right now? Or are you just saying to yourself you want your SP because you really don't want to look at your life? So, yeah, I probably hit a nerve with a lot of people, but see, these are the painful truths that will really set you free and you shouldn't avoid. And I'm only coming from experience, and this is why I feel so strongly about it, because you can waste your time in quick fixes. You can waste your time in thinking you've done something when you really haven't. It still triggers you. You still feel angry. You still feel resentful. And all the while, you're asking yourself, why isn't it working? Oh, yeah. What a mystery. Why isn't it working? Hold on one second. Let me see what Kat is writing. Uh, the haters got scared so much, Katvi, that they're not even commenting. How much fun for me. Katvi says, the saying is nip it in the bud. Oh, right. When to end something, I say nip it in the roots so it doesn't grow back. Oh, get it. Okay. Katvi's laughing. Everybody heard Katvi's coming. They've got the fuck out. Too funny. Um, So this reality exists. You yourself are barring yourself from going there. And again, I've been there. I've been on the other side of desperation, of feeling absolutely shitty about myself. and this, that, and the other. And I'm just giving you the fucking shortcut. Not all shortcuts are pleasant, but they fucking work. Okay, this is something I wish somebody did for me. And I probably would have acted like a lot of you do, kicking and screaming. In some cases, 99% of the time, no resistance. Okay, but I'm just like I'm really spooking people on purpose for those who don't have patience with this process, because I just don't want to deal with you. I don't. My time is too precious. Those people who really understand what I do, they treasure their time with me. Okay, so those are the people I want to work with, because the resonance is different, the energy is different, and thus they achieve better results. So simple. uh, the couple of things other than the fake spirituality, okay, and you be the judge where you are. I'm not saying all of you, but all of the things that come up in my videos and audios, like I'm thinking about it. I'm always thinking about it. If you're taking anything away from this live, or if you're rewatching, thumb up the video so more people can learn the real way to manifest, like the real way, the real way. Okay. So the other two things that really trip people up, and this is so prevalent that, we need to mention this: generational addiction to drama. Okay. It's this, and I know what it's like when you have a family that are totally into drama, and they're so into drama that they love, like really love it and adore it, and they enjoy the fucking drama. And it becomes the makeup of your family. I myself, I got out of that ages ago, because I recognized the energy around it. It was morbid, it was not pleasant. But a lot of you bought into what your family bought into a long time ago, and never ever confronted that, never changed a thing, never said, no, excuse me, wait a minute, this doesn't make any sense, or I want to choose for myself. Maybe you weren't brave enough, maybe you didn't know you could choose for yourself. But in any case, this is an addiction to drama, which is real as real could be. Your mind, it gets used to some kind of a drama that keeps playing out in your world that you never confront. And again, for people pleasers, which are the majority of people in my coaching, it's hard to confront even your own shitty beliefs, your shitty ways of thinking, that completely sabotage the shit out of your creation. They just do. Just ask yourself, what are you thinking about your SP? And of course, the kind of like the ready answer always is, I miss them so much, I love them so much. And then I dig a little bit more. Oh no, I fucking hate them for what they did to me, I resent them so much. Well, here we are, superstar, let's talk about that more. You see what I'm saying? um well, Kathy is just like, got out. You think you moved halfway across the world? Yeah, but before then, when I was like 15 and 16, I just, you know what? It was so simple in my mind. I don't know if it was simple for everybody else. Not to brag, but I just saw the quality of living. All right. The quality of mentality. Like, it was so like crystal clear for me, like observing my mom, observing my dad, how irresponsible they were, how really like sloppy and all this kind of stuff. And not even like with a divorce or anything, but just their own lives individually. Like, you guys suck. You don't know shit kind of deal. So for me, that was like a demarcation of like, wait a minute, I will never get the truth from them, I better decide on my own. But maybe you didn't have this kind of initiation into the rude awakening, that your parents didn't know any better, and you still believe that, that's the way it is. My favorite, that's the way it is. No, it's not. It could be any which way you want it to be. You can have this SP back. You can have that sum of money. But again, what are you communicating to yourself? Your drama, your generational drama. Nobody made that much money in my family. I have never seen this much money. Nobody ever loved me the way that, I wanted to be loved. I've never had this. All these stories, okay, that you're kind of like massaging into your brain. And some of it you're aware of, and some of it you're not. But the reality is, there is an addiction to drama that you instantly go to, because your brain is so addicted to it. You no longer It's like it's on a chemical level, the addiction of the drama. You feel that thrill of being a little bit agitated. Your brain is totally addicted to that adrenaline rush of something going wrong and this and that. And again, going back to people pleasers, there became people pleasers for a reason, because somebody really spooked them along the way. Okay, somebody really frightened them. If you're not going to behave this way, something bad's going to happen. There's a lot of it, that in my coaching, and I mean, I've experienced that myself. And that's a problem. That's a problem, and you need to unlearn that shit. Nothing bad's going to happen. But nothing's bad's going to happen when you realize how much of your beliefs are complete and utter bullshit. You will have a little like pause for yourself to kind of like, wow, all this time I could have done better, but you can do that now, kind of deal. So the other one, and it's really, really important, emotional intelligence. If there's any skill to learn, I don't care who you are, I don't care what you do for a living, I don't care what situation you're in right now. Emotional intelligence, what does that mean? First of all, you are a divine being, whether you know it or not. Again, that's another situation, but you're always guided. You have guardian angels, you have your higher self, etc., etc. Parenthesis here, you're always the boss of all these individuals. You're the boss of it all. You're the boss of your reality in that sense. But you're always guided. And to become more aware, okay, become more aware of what they're telling you, because they're on your team. It's like Ketvi's on my team. Ketvi's not going to do anything wrong or anything like that. She's on my team. These guardian angels are on my fucking team. Okay, so if they are letting me know through emotions that I feel about some situation or about somebody or about just the way that I feel in general, okay, that the way that I feel shitty. That's emotional intelligence. Stop saying to yourself, oh no, I'm all right, everything's all right. No, it fucking is not. Everything is not all right. Who are you trying to do that for? Who are you trying to do that for? The other thing, like really quickly, no, let me stay on subject because I'm gonna get carried away with my channeling situation. The emotional intelligence of like, if I feel like shit, then I need to talk about it. I need to think about it. I need to write about it. This is the emotional intelligence. What does it tell you? You're off fucking track. You're not where you want to be. Now, there's a difference between, you've been feeling like shit for 30 years and momentarily you feel like shit because you're not letting yourself go to your goal. Let's just say, if that makes any sense. I mean, most of you know how this works, right? So you set out a goal, let's just say, okay, to bring back this SP, and you start thinking, and you're like, okay, that's it, I'm ready, I'm going to manifest my SP, I'm going to think right and feel right and do. And of course, you're human. Some moments you're not gonna feel all that jazzy. Okay, you're gonna feel like shit because those thoughts are coming in from the past to make you feel like shit. This is emotional intelligence. This energy right here coming in doesn't fucking serve me. What am I going to do about it? I'm going to question it. I'm going to ask it questions. There's lots of different methods that I employ in my coaching where you completely unmasking these bullshit stories for what they really are, a pile of fucking garbage. Okay, just a pile of garbage that you're polluting your energy with. So emotional intelligence lets you know you're so far off right now. This bullshit right here that you're thinking isn't true. Understand, underline 300 million times. It isn't true. This is why it feels so shitty. But you used to thinking, you used to maybe reverting to the story because, again, drama mama panorama has gotten a hold of you. But let me tell you something, this emotional intelligence will teach you what is really on your side. If a thought comes in and it makes you feel amazing, on top of the world, let's just choose a thought. My SP really is in love with me. They really miss me. That feels good. Well, then fucking go with that feeling. Go with that thought. Don't contradict it. And of course, it's easier said than done, which is why the coaching, but you need to become aware of this emotional intelligence. These emotions do not lie. Okay, when you have a connection with somebody, right? Even you, if you, like I've said this many different ways on my channel, even if you happen to be the third party, if you have a strong connection with somebody, your feelings, they don't lie. They don't lie. There's a reason why you're attracted to this person and they're attracted back to you. Obviously, there's no one way love. These things are so important. If any of this resonated, and I'm like totally feeling like I'm triggering people left and right today, and and you know what? I pride myself in that, because somebody needs to fucking tell you how it really is. Okay? Somebody needs to really save you the time and money and tell you, listen, darling, if you really want what you want, then follow the yellow brick road. And this is honestly, I was not even going to coach on YouTube. This is the only reason that I saw such discrepancy with what actually works, uh and what the coaches propose you do. It's utter bullshit. It's utter bullshit. I wish there was a coach I could name right now, who is, somebody I would recommend. There isn't, other than the people speakers who don't coach. Excuse me. By the way, I found the perfect lipstick for those who are interested in that. Pillow Talk, by Charlotte Tilbury, I think it is, from London. I think from London. Is it? Yeah, it says London. You can see I already wore it down. Anyway, just wanted to share. I found this as a replacement for my Mac. So the three top things, ready to quantum leap into the parallel version, the parallel reality where your parallel version of your SP is already there. Number one, and this cannot be overstated. Please, let's take a pause. Let's relax. Let's drink some chamomile tea. This cannot be overstated. Okay. You need to make do. You need to be okay with where things are right now. If you're struggling against it, if you're so uncomfortable, if you're bothered, if you hate it, if you're pissed, if you're this and the you're fighting. You're fighting. You are screaming loud and clear to the universe, I'm not happy. And you know what? The universe is like, fine, you're not happy. Continue not being happy. Okay. You really are looking to shift. I am displeased. I don't like this. Or, Papa, this could have been better. To things are the way that they are, and it's okay. Okay. This is what the state that you need to start out with. This is what I guide all my clients to achieve. There should be a point where you achieve a clean slate. Okay. Right now, if you're bothered that your SP did not reach out on Valentine's Day, or that whatever, that they are with a third party, or that blue, insert your story. If you're bothered, you don't have an in into a different reality. It's simple like that. Why? Because you're reacting still to the old shit. And I absolutely understand that it's difficult, meaning, excuse me, let me take that back, challenging. It's challenging to reach that state. Like, Anna, you want me to be okay that your SP is not here? Yes. Yes, I do. I don't mean to say that I want you to not have your SP. In fact, the opposite is true. But if you're going to complain and whine about, with all due respect, I say this, about them not being here, and you're feeling it with every fiber of your being, they will continue not being here. Okay, they will continue, the absence will continue. So as long as you're triggered, the situation continues. When you reach this state of, and this is how, like, after I did my work, and I really wanted to share this because I feel like this will help a lot of you. After I've done my work and I separated with my second husband, I said, okay, the next relationship I'm going to be a part of, whether that's casual or not, it doesn't matter. I'm going to step into this relationship only when I feel 100% okay being by myself. I had to reach that state. Genuinely, like really loving being by myself, like enjoying your company. So much so that this is fantastic. I reached the state of like my dog and I were just hanging out like in the evenings, and I was just like, I couldn't ask for anything more. This is just bloody fucking fantastic. Like, I have everything I want. My company's thriving. My imagination is through the roof. My creativity is through the roof. I want to, if I want to go eat something, I can. I live in New York City. Just genuine gratitude for everything that I was, gratitude for, not having the second husband anymore. Just pure fucking gratitude. I reached that state of like, I am okay just the way that I am. Doesn't mean I'm not gonna meet anybody. Like, okay, I am. Okay, relax. Yes, you are. You're not gonna be a nun or a monk, okay, for the rest of your life. But honestly, guys, I'm giving this to you straight. This is what's gonna work. You need to reach a point of I'm okay. I'm okay just the way that I am. Okay. Ketvi, all all we have is now. All those thoughts, memories are just frequencies. Very good. Ketvi, when are you writing your book? Think different thoughts of the now, and the frequency will change and desire will come into focus. You see this? I have the most brilliant moderator. Hi, Regina. Hi, Anne. Learn from the past, but put the book away already. Let's go to a new storybook and get lost in that story. Yes, yes. Yes, darling, yes. Anna, touch yourself. Listen, you need this cleansing period of I'm okay and I'm alone and I need to cleanse my palate any fucking way between this martyr that I used to be and this victorious, triumphant person that I'm about to become. I'm in the process of becoming it. Like, think about it like this, okay? If you were like the biggest fucking superstar on planet Earth, right? Um, would you mind being alone? Like, everybody adores you, you're beautiful, you're fantastic, you're successful, and you're by yourself, just taking a little break in between realities, in between relationships, whatever it happens to be. You're okay because you're enjoying your own company. You're not insecure in that I'm alone. That means I'm not validated somehow. When I'm telling you, you need to part with this idea, but completely part with that idea completely, that somebody else is going to come and make your life better. Because truly, my heart goes out to some of the people in that I've met in my coaching who at the very least in the beginning were under the impression that, again, if this guy or girl shows up, problems are solved. Really? No, darling, no. No, you have other problems, and this is the symptom. So you should ever be, again, your attention should be on you, on how you feel by yourself. What kind of a partner are you being who is completely depressed if they're by themselves? Like, you're never going to be alone if you're in a relationship. Are you going to start freaking out every time your SP leaves at the door? Because if that's kind of like your energy, in that you don't feel complete by yourself, I hate to break it to you, but you're not going to be such a good partner. You're not. And nobody wants to be with a partner who cannot be on the, like, feel complete on their own. Not a healthy one anyway. If you want a healthy relationship, and I've said this in one of my videos, you need to build on a healthy relationship with yourself. And if you cannot be by yourself and appreciate your own company, you can't, you can't get there with the healthy relationship. Just take it from me, you're always going to need somebody to verify and validate you, that you're awesome, and tell you things and this and that. No, you need to feel complete on your own and be okay the way that you are right now, and then decide on the outcomes of what that person is going to do for you, and what this one's going to do for you, and what kind of money you're receiving, etc. If you need somebody's validation and somebody's compliments and presence in your life and this and that, forget it. Just forget it. Forget it. To feel complete, you're always going to need yet more and more and more and more. You're going to be dependent. This is a very unhealthy addiction. And my hope is that you understand that you need to break that. Okay? Excuse me. There's healthy addictions and there's not so healthy addictions. Number two, oh, the other thing I wanted to say, people who come into my coaching and they say, or just not in coaching, just talking to me, I'm in my 40s, I'm in my 50s, I'm in my 60s, I'm in my 70s. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. You're here now. So what? Like people in their 40s don't date anymore? Or 50s or 60s or 70s. Like, don't start justifying why you haven't had your SP or why you're alone. Age has absolutely zero to do with it. You're here now. You might as well enjoy your life. I, for one, honestly, not bragging, but I never understood this obsession with getting older. I don't care. I don't care. I'm still Anna. I'm still the shit. I'm still the golden Buddha. Come what may, whatever. You know what I mean? Okay, let me read some comments. uh, Ketvi, the fairy tale ending has to happen. The fairy tale ending has to happen within oneself, the balance and peace within. Then the person matching that will show up in the same frequency. Thank you. Okay, Ketvi can take over for with the live now. She really can. Um, exactly. You are not in a position to dictate what kind of version comes into your life if you're still depending on that version to act in a certain way for you to be pleased. Okay? You're handing over the power and be like, here, you please me, darling. I'm only gonna be pleased if you please me. You pleasing yourself the entire time. Again, like I said, you're always giving yourself the experience. So if you are going to give yourself the experience, you yourself need to understand you're the golden Buddha. Okay? Get there in your mind through my coaching or through however. Understand this is the most important thing that you will ever understand, whether that's SP related, money related, whatever related. You need to understand that everything comes from you. You're the factory, you're the storage of all these experiences. And depending on where your mindset is kind of like set on, like the thermostat, you're going to produce a certain reality. Like I said in one of the latest videos, that USP isn't even a person. It's a completely not even an actor anymore. I want to call him just a figment of your imagination. You're imagining this person. You're hallucinating the whole shebang. So if you're going to hallucinate your reality, shouldn't you hallucinate better? But who is going to hallucinate? You, right? So let's just level up some more. Okay, before I get to leveling up. Number two would be predicting your own outcome. So now that you understand that nothing's going to happen unless you quantum leap, you need to quantum leap. You need to feel fabulous. You need to feel abundant. Again, the other thing that a lot of girls do, oh yeah, I'll get with my SP and I don't need to work. Okay. Or I'll get with my SP and everything will be taken care of. Okay, but what are you bringing as a partner to the table? Just you and not doing anything? Okay, that's not gonna work. You still need to be a person in a marriage. I have news for you. You still need to have your own hobbies, whether you work or not. Okay, that's another situation, another discussion, but you need to be your own autonomous person, because let me tell you, it's boring as fuck to be with a person who's totally dependent on a person once more. Really boring. Did I hurt your feelings? I hope so. I think somebody should tell you this. And I always encourage every single woman in my coaching to have her own business, have her own hobbies, have her own something that makes her who she really is. You have no idea. Like, go check out my other channel, Magic and Miracles 2. The links are below. I really I recorded two audios there about my story and how really investing time and money in my own self and creating and producing and having a business and many businesses and this and that really set me up with a confidence that nobody can fucking shake. Nobody can. If you're not about anything, I don't know who you are. You have such unexplored potential that you're just like leaving it there. So you still need to show up to the table again. When you're showing up to the table completely, um, being autonomous, making your own money. Not that you're gonna take care of him also, okay? Not like that either, but making your own money. Like, in other words, if you wanted to go get a Chanel bag or whatever the fuck you please, okay, a Rolls Royce, you can go and fucking buy that shit. Not like, hey, honey, you know what? Oh, I want something. No, fuck that shit, dude. You are capable of doing this yourself, and you don't have to work like super hard if you have children and this and that. There's always ways to manage things. And I, for one, having experienced that myself, I'm a true proponent. Like, a woman should have her own thing. Okay, a guy should have her own thing, but a woman have has to have her own thing, and it's for your own good. He will respect you more. He will love you more. He will be even maybe a little bit intimidated by you in a healthy way, of course. It's so, so, so important. So when you have this magnetic energy, and he'll never fucking get tired of you. Okay, he will never fucking leave you because he will be so glued to you because you're so on purpose. You're so about yourself, not in a narcissistic way, but in a very um I am the golden Buddha. Don't know what to tell you. I've been a golden Buddha. I am a golden Buddha with you, and I'll be a golden Buddha after you if we'll separate. Just kidding. You know what I mean? You have to have this like situation that I'm okay with or without you. And that's so fucking attractive, in case you didn't know. That's the hottest shit. A woman who is completely about herself and doesn't need a man, that's the woman that will have the man. Sorry, not sorry. I'm just like bluntly giving it to you today. So in that position with that magnetism, with that kind of like energy of like, I'm the boss bitch and get to create any kind of reality, then go in and start making decisions about your life, about your SP and how they should be. And then, but by then, like, honestly, you won't have to obsess, and you never did, period. But you won't want to, I should say, obsess about what he's doing, where he is, and how many text messages did you get today, and all that jazz, because you know he fucking is crazy about you, or you know she's crazy about you. Okay, because you radiate this magnetism like, bitch, please, I'm the shit here. Okay, so don't worry about it. That kind of situation, not reaching out. Even energetic chasing is chasing, not constantly like, oh, I need. That's what you need to achieve within yourself, the stability. Like, I can have you anytime I want. That's it. When I feel like it, when I'm totally, completely, let's just say, self-assured, and I feel, let's just say you went through my coaching and you kind of like towards the end of it. I mean, month one is already change, and month two is already a whole other change. But you will start to feel like you don't need to feel like you're desperate for anybody or anything for that matter. When you're not desperate, you start making decisions. When you're at the mercy of somebody else's validation, fucking forget it. You're not in the energy of quantum leaping. You're not in the energy of attracting anything. You again are feeling like you need somebody to come and save you. Nobody's saving you. Just like, get it through your head. With all due respect, I'm saying all of this, okay? So then you are in a position to predict your own outcomes. What do I want? I want to quantum leap into this reality where this guy or this girl, let's just say maybe there's not a lot to change, but they are like this, like that, and like that. Or this guy or girl simply messages me or calls me or whatever I want. Do you know how easy this will be for you? Like, having said everything I just said, it will be a sneeze. And you will understand why I make it look so easy. It's not that I make it look so easy. It is fucking easy. And you're making a big deal out of it because you really need to start being honest about what actually hurts. It's not your SP. Your SP is just a symptom. I kind of already spoken about it, but number 3 is leveling up. You need to level up. You need to level up. You need to level up. There's no other way to quantum leap anywhere. Things need to change. Things need to be right here, right now. They need to be in the way that you want them to with your own life. Okay. You need to level up your wardrobe. You need to level up your career. You need to level up maybe where you live. You need to level up whatever kind of money you want to make. You, darling, you. It's in your power. Stop playing the fucking victim. You are not, you're wasting your time, especially in this country. Hello. Good morning. How are you? This magnificent country that we live in the United States. A toddler's making money on the internet, okay? I know that for sure. Maybe not a toddler, but a 6-year-old, okay? They're quite extraordinary things that are possible. So you have no excuse. It just, it's a question of, are you really serious about this, or are you just lazy, quite frankly, with your own manifestation? So again, it goes back to honesty. Are you really trying? You're not trying nothing, you're doing it. There's not doing this halfway. You either are this person or you fucking not. And if you are this person and you are in the process of becoming a higher version of yourself, nobody can tell you no. You know why? Again, because you're in charge. Okay. Katvi goes, if you're needing someone's validation, they may approve, in quotations, but they will sense the underlying desperation. Thank you, Katvi. Katvi, you're so brilliant, but we already knew that. Energy frequency doesn't lie. No, it doesn't. And thank you so much. Energy and frequency doesn't lie is right. So don't lie to yourself. Oh, I don't know why it's not working. Come on now. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Let's be grown ups, like I said, and let's be real. You want to look pretty, or you want to be honest? Pretty meaning not like physically, but pretty in your story, or you really want to learn something and you want to be honest. Which one is it? Okay, you want to look pretty for 5 minutes or look pretty for the rest of your life? Again, pretty used, metaphorically speaking. Ketvi, you can't lie to the universe. It's you. Yes, exactly. All right. I said what I had to say. I think so. um, Actually, let me check my notes. But you guys can ask questions if you have any. Starting out with a premise. Right, I already said that. Any questions, darlings? Emerald Goddess. Yes, Anna, generational trauma drama. Panorama. It's drama trauma panorama. DTP. um Hold on one second. I've never had so much success looking at this area of my life until I started working with you. And it was only within a week that I saw. Thank you. Katavi, side note, don't freak out during the process. Things shift. They must, but remember the now moment of the ending. Huh? They must, but remember the now moment of the ending you want. And all things are happening for your highest best. Yes, yes. Trusting in the process is key. It's like, okay, if I'm going to say this, you can ask your questions, but there's another thing I want to say. which is also very important. This is a very transparent live, as if I wasn't before, but this is like a really raw kind of situation, precisely because I care. If I didn't give a fuck, okay, I wouldn't be talking this straight to you guys. Like, truth shall really set you free. Um, what was the thought? Hi, Laura. Now I forgot everything. Hi, Anna. Happy to listen to the live. Just got on. Hi, hi. So happy you're here. Hold on. Something reminded me in have been too busy. Okay. All the things that are happening to it. All right. So I wanted to give you this analogy. Like, if I know for a fact, this is how you know you're doing the work correctly. Okay. Thank you for the heart, Laura. Heart right back to you. um, if I know exactly the ingredients that I put in a soup, I love soup. Some of you might like soups too, but if you don't like soup, substitute it with whatever you want. Okay. But if I know what kind of ingredients went into the soup, if I'm genuinely honest about it, okay, I know that if I put this thought into my SP, they will be like this. I know that if I think of myself kindly, I will attract kind people. I know that if I value my gift that I was put on this earth to do, parenthesis here, and everybody has that, please go listen to my audios on my other channel, Magic and Miracles 2. You could just type in Magic and Miracles 2 and it will pop up. You will recognize me. The last two audios about how important it is to do what you love. I don't care if you're retired and if it's just a hobby for you. You need to have something in your life that reminds you of the frequency that you really are. Okay, if what you do for a living or what your hobbies are doesn't represent your frequency, you're in trouble, darling, and you need to do something about it. Okay, so if you know what you put into that soup, you know what it will taste like. So but you preparing the soup, darling. So but if you know what kind of soup what kind of ingredients you already put in, the soup is cooking. Leave it the fuck be. Okay, when it's ready, you will know, you will stir it, add some salt, pepper, this and that. You will know what it will taste like because of what you put into it. In the same manner, I really encourage you to be honest about what it is that you're putting into your mind, or rather, what it is that you're putting out of your mind into the universe. Just be honest. It's not so mysterious. It's not unconscious. It's really fucking conscious. Just stop yourself. It's a skill that you have to develop as a conscious creator in your life. Like, what the fuck am I thinking right now? Usually, like I said, if you start feeling shitty, that's the number one sign you're thinking something shitty that you shouldn't be thinking, ideally. But to catch that thought and question it and be like, what? I don't want to think that. I don't want to believe that. Where is this coming from? But this is where my job comes in. We do a lot of cleaning up and digging. For those who are just joining in, go rewatch after I'm finished, of course. This is very, very important. There was something else. Oh, yeah. Um, Understand also, since I'm being so transparent and so brutally honest, as if I've never been, but even more so, because I really care and I want you to understand how this really works. And if you are not ready, then don't seek coaching from me. Maybe this is not the time for you, and that is okay. Okay, I will achieve with you more when you're ready. Okay, some people watch me for like a couple years on YouTube and then they come in. All right, so that's when they're ready, and that's fine. And there's no wrong timing. Even 2 years in retrospect is okay, as long as down the line you get what you want. You cannot be impatient and say, oh, I want to talk like her, I want to feel like her. No, no, no. You really need to be ready. Okay, here's the other thing I really want to very bluntly and very honestly say to you. As you're watching my channel, understand that, number one, I don't salute violence. Okay, I don't think this conversation about SPs should include violence or any kind of abuse. Period. The end. Physical violence, emotional abuse, mental abuse, what have you. Okay, you may have been conditioned to accept this in your life, but I will literally not work with you if I tell you, please don't get offended, that I'm telling you this is abusive. It really helps to take the inventory of what you've produced thus far. So your denial to accept this information that this is abuse and it's present in your life it's catastrophical. It's even more damaging um, going forward. If somebody tells you, hey, you need to pay attention, and you refuse that, then you're definitely not ready. But this is not a conversation about abusive SPs. I This is an exclusion, okay, to the rule, and you need to understand. If you don't understand what abuse means, then maybe you need to look it up. I don't know. Right? So if somebody is really not your friend, they have shown this to you over and over again, disrespecting you, abusing you physically, telling you shitty things about you, name calling you whilst you not having contributed. And actually, I don't care what you've done. Nobody deserves that shit. Okay, but especially in the case where you have done nothing and you're receiving this kind of treatment, I don't know what kind of coach will help you with this, but this is excluded from my coaching. Okay, I will bluntly tell you this is abuse. You need to part with this person, save yourself now, and start working on yourself and understand why you attracted this person in the first place. And chances are it's not the first person. Okay, so don't get these ideas that I'm gonna help you in the situation and everything's gonna be hunky dory. I'm gonna help you, but I'm not gonna help you with the intention of you going back into that relationship. I think, and everything is in degrees. However, if chances are that the lines have been crossed so far that the damage is already done, um, and it just doesn't make any sense to continue in with that person. Okay, so that just please understand that there is a limit to what I'm willing to deal with in my coaching. If I tell you this is abusive, you're going to have to part with this person. Otherwise, if you're still with that person and I'm coaching you, it's just kind of like money down the toilet and my time down the toilet, quite frankly. So you need to be in a safe place, feeling safe, um, and working towards your recovery, meaning not accepting abuse in your life anymore. And I've been there, and I wish somebody had literally grabbed my fucking arm and pulled me out of it. But eventually, through divine intervention, is how I describe it. It's the only way to describe it. I got out of that situation, but in no shape or form, okay, should you expect that, oh yeah, we're going to change this abusive SP, even though it is possible. For me, to preserve your sanity is far more important, so that you don't manifest this again. Heal yourself and go on to with your merry life. Let me see what Laura is writing. Sorry. Love. Laura says, love it how Anna is honest and also says not to manifest an abusive person back into your life. Too many coaches encourage bad behavior and make people feel guilty. Mhm. That they somehow manifest an abuser. Not many coaches address this. Yeah, I categorically am convinced of this, because in like if somebody, like if I went to a coach, let's just say, scratch that, when I was seeing I saw a therapist towards the end, maybe middle, I can't remember, it's all a blur, of my abusive relationship. You guys heard about it, the drug addict ex of mine. I saw a therapist for some time, a couple months. It didn't help, and I wish she was honest with me. And I wish she told me, get the fuck out of there. She didn't do that. And it was completely like the therapy itself was wasteful. Why? Because the most important thing she didn't tell me. Okay. She knew all about the antics that I was going through. She knew I was being hit. She knew I was being, humiliated, and all the ugly fights. I don't even want to get into it. It was absolutely horrendous. Never at any point did she say, you need to leave. Never. Okay. I would, and I will. Okay. So, um, even if, so imagine this. Let's just, for those skeptical of what I just said, let's just imagine for just a second you do upgrade, which you should. Okay. And this is what happened to me within a year of leaving that person. I upgraded to such a level that I would never be able to upgrade if I was still with him. Never in a million years. I started my company. Um, I started eating healthier, all sorts of things I did for myself. Definitely cut back on alcohol, which he was a huge drinker. Surprise, surprise. And I had to see him for something a year later. Um, and can I tell you something? I saw him as a dark cloud of energy, and I couldn't believe that I was ever with this person. It was like, you know what I mean? Like if I had that notion in my mind back then, oh, I want to manifest him back. Like some people on my channel asked me when I first started talking about it, um, did you manifest him back? I'm like, are you confused right now? Are we talking about my abusive drug addict ex-boyfriend? Why the fuck would I want to manifest this person? Hello, good morning, how are you? No, I didn't want any part of it, even though it was very painful what I went through, humiliating, really discouraging. I didn't know if I'll ever fall in love again. I didn't know if I ever would meet somebody that I would like, and all these crazy thoughts that, unfortunately you have when you experience abuse. Like, is anybody going to like me? And all these kinds of things, which absurd, absurd, absolutely absurd. But I didn't want any part of this person. I saw him for something, some document that I needed that was left, unfortunately, in his place. And I saw him as a dark cloud, and I was like, whoa. I need. Back then, I used to drink. I was like, I need a shot of tequila or something right after this meeting because it's so disturbing kind of deal. Let me see what Laura is writing. I do, I do firmly believe that once you have self-love and good self concept, you don't manifest abusive people anymore. Yes, but you also don't accept the old ones back. You're looking at them from you want to know quantum leap? You quantum leaping yourself into such a parallel reality where you're like, whoa, I used to do this. Like, I have no part. Like, I don't know who I was back then. You're almost like embarrassed kind of deal. Like, I used to be with this person. What, that doesn't look good on my resume. Kind of situation, you know what I mean? I mean, and to be honest with you, I omitted any kind of story about him, like when I was started dating again. And all that self work really paid off. And it wasn't such a long period of time. It was like 2.5 years, maybe something like that. And I started meeting like the men that I really wanted to attract, like nice and really kind and really generous, and not like hurry up and let's sleep on the first date, that kind of bullshit that I used to do all the time. I'm not proud of it, but I was in my 20s and kind of dumb. Um because again, the people pleasing and that. But the thing is, I I was embarrassed to admit that I ever had such an experience because it was so far away from who I was at that point. But it took me quite some time, and I'm actually quite like shocked that I was so open about this on my channel. But I was like, you know what, fuck it, I don't give a shit anymore. I want to help people. So if my story helps somebody, then it's worth telling it. Okay, let's see. Hi, Jen. Cat V goes, the document was left so you could see him again. Totally, totally. For that realization of the darkness of him, he was, and the lightness of you. He was like, I saw him as a pitch black cloud, like totally fucking ugh, you know what I mean? Like, who is this monster kind of deal? Like that's all I saw, the black. I didn't even want to look at him. I was just like, give me the fucking document, let's go, kind of deal. But and he was inviting me for a drink, and that was his situation. Like when we would like break up, and I would go back and forth kind of deal with very painful breakups. Then this is what I want you to avoid, okay? When I'm telling you what not to do in fucking coaching, listen to me, please, okay? um he was inviting me for a drink, and I'm like, oh no, I know this fucking shit. No fucking drink, no nothing, no thank you. No drink, no thank you. uh to reel me in for whatever. uh Ketvi says, happens in movies all the time. The look back moment and having no regret. Oh, zero regret. Oh my god. Just a lesson learned and gratitude to not be in it anymore. Oh my god, yes, 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 yes. And again, for those, like, this is what I want to stress. This was my thinking, okay? And I'm not embarrassed to admit to it. I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm so okay with myself. And have been okay, for a long long time, that I'm not afraid to admit my thinking was, he was very wealthy. I can do my modeling, and I don't really need to work and do and this and any other. Wrong. Wrong, because anybody can use this against you. Even the most benevolent person, first of all, can get bored of you. Okay, you not having something personal that you're doing. Okay, and he was trying very hard for me not to get any job, like sabotaged everything I was working on, etc., etc. But had I had this strong identity, this strong, which I, again, by the magic of angels and divine intervention, gained towards the end of our relationship, because I just started waking up to this bullshit. Had I had this strong identity, I would have never looked at him in the first place. I would have, in the first try of him trying to manipulate me and bullshit me into doing bullshit and just accepting abuse, I would be like, what? No, you must be confused, kind of deal. But I didn't do that, because my mind was like, yeah, I'm gonna be one of these girls. No, you're not. No, you're not. It's a recipe for disaster. Okay, let me read the comments. Laura, we become unshakable like Central Park oak trees. Totally. It gives you confidence. It puts you behind the wheel rather than in the passenger seat all the time. How much fun are you having in the passenger seat? This is why playing victim doesn't work. Never worked, never will. You have to become the ruler of your fucking world. And then you'll be in a position to predict which reality you're going to quantum leap, because you're going to possess the energy of that reality in which you quantum leap. And it's inevitable. You right here, you're the center of the universe. All these realities are around you. And depending on what kind of energy you're projecting out of your heart, you will connect with a reality. You will quantum leap to that reality. You're quantum leaping all the time, but to do it more noticeably, more on purpose, you're going to have to be very deliberate. Okay, so welcoming abusive people back or accepting abuse, no fucking thank you. Okay. Um, Cat V, you got out before the darkness could suck you in completely. I actually thought it did. Yeah. Which was a miracle. When I'm telling you guys, it was a miracle that I'm sitting here today telling you the story. There was a moment in my life which lasted like a few years, which I realized. like, I started waking up and I was like, you know what, this is abuse. Like, oh, hello, how are you, good morning, kind of deal. No, this is not good. I want to get out. I had this moment that I felt like I would never be able to be strong enough to walk out. And just again, by the grace of God, angels and everything that is holy in the universe, like really just the cry went out into the universe from me, like, please help me. And I would say within, let me see, 5 months. Within 5 months, I was out of there after 3 years. Okay. Your advice is priceless and gold. Yes, it fucking is. It absolutely is. Okay. Ketvi says, you passed that life lesson class. No need for a degree in that subject. Time to pick another class for the next semester of life. You know what? Yes, and also no, in that sense that, and I'm gonna wrap this up unless you guys have questions. The most difficult part was to be myself. Okay, to come to this realization that I cannot be anybody but myself, even in relationships. Because creatively, I kind of had an idea that what I can do. I was just not doing it. And then I gave myself the opportunity to do it, and I really found out who I was. Um, but from that moment, life became so fucking easy compared to before. It was ridiculous. It was just easy. There was no more struggles in that sense, which is why it goes back to emotional intelligence. If I feel shitty, something's wrong, or I'm thinking wrong things. If I no longer have these existential problems of understanding who I am and what makes me happy, and how to clear the pathway to the new manifestation, how to clear the pathway for myself to quantum leap, life is so much fucking fun, guys. I'm so serious. And sometimes I'm like, how can I say this? Sometimes I feel like it's just so simple, but I get it that it's not simple for everybody. So this is what I'm doing here. And I remember the time when it wasn't so simple to me, even though so obvious. Okay. All right, guys, this is long enough. I'm so sorry for starting late today. You know me and technology. I finally figured it out. Nobody was here to help me as much. My assistant on the phone was like, "It's my day off." I'm like, "Sorry, I can't." I was sweating, um, but I figured it out. So as to give you this view, I'm investing in technology so that you can see me better. Anyway, that was my sole motivation, so you guys could see me better. Anyway, if you have any questions about my coaching, the links are below. Again, I'm going to state for those who were tardy, going forward, you are going to have to book 1 hour session with me first. And then upon concluding that session, we will decide whether or not we are a right match. Only upon that, and no hard feelings. It's just what I explained. Some people are just not ready, okay, for me. But I already know what I'm looking for in the person who is ready and who is not ready, kind of deal. You need to book. Bye, Laura. Thank you for coming in. Um, where was I? Upon concluding that session, then you can go ahead and book if we both agree. It's just going to be a better use of your money, time, and everything. And I'm in a different place in my coaching. And I only want to work with people who resonate with me and who can come respectful and understand what it is I'm doing here. Okay. Thank you all so much for joining. Thank you, Ketvi, so much. Everybody say thank you, Kat, for protecting us from haters. Not a single hater. You see that shit? Kat, they're really fucking scared of you. I don't know if it's me and you combination, but for sure you. Because that wasn't the case like a month ago or whenever it was. Anyway, they're really fucking scared of you. Anyway, thank you, Kat, so much. Thank you, everybody. Go and rewatch and enjoy. Big kiss to you all, and email me if you have any questions. Ciao, cacao.